Here. Whew, she's a big girl. Look at, oh my gosh, it just keeps coming. Oh, that is a big snake. And of course, this is just a tiger reticulated python. But I tell you, tiger reticulated pythons are still amazingly cool animals. And the retics are always fun because they're so energetic. Unlike Burmese and some other big snakes, these guys just want to run and run and run. Let's get her back here. Now that is a gorgeous snake though. Take a look at it, and this is kind of a perfect health for an animal too, because she's kind of lean and mean. She's giving me a workout too. And again, a tiger reticulated python is a codominant mutation. That's really one of the first mutations of retics that were ever produced by a guy named Carl Herman. And of course, when you breed these guys together, oh my gosh, she's wearing me out. You can get a super tiger reticulated python. But just look at her go. I mean, she does not want to stop. And again, reticulated pythons are really the largest or longest snake, I should say, in the world. They can get well into their 20 feet range. And I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna need a breather because I am absolutely wore out. If you guys ever want to take a fitness course, I say handling a python a while would be really good for you. But this show is going to be awesome. We got a lot of pythons to show you. We'll meet up with Jeff later, the owner of El Segundo Pythons, to talk about what brought him to this level. My name is Brian Barczyk. I'm no zoologist, just a guy with a passion for animals. And that passion often takes me on animal adventures around the world. So Jeff specializes in pythons, but reticulated pythons in general, and that's a snake that I'm always fascinated with. So when I get around a collection like this, it's just amazing to see stuff, and I want to show you some really cool animals in this episode. And I'm going to start with an animal that I've always loved, but I've had bad luck with. It seems like every time I handle one of these guys, I get bit. But Jeff has assured me that this one is a tame one, but you guys know I've heard that before. So we'll see what happens. And if you guys guessed a pied reticulated python, you guessed right. You know, piebald snakes, for whatever reason, have always been one of my favorite. And guess what? This girl's in blue on top of it. So she looks kind of cool, but usually blue animals aren't something you want to mess with too much. But you can see that she's acting completely docile. She's not giving me any indication whatsoever that she wants to be aggressive. And you can kind of see how the pattern is really jumbled, which is really common with piebald animals as well, is that not only do you see the white blotching, but the actual normal pattern on it is usually really jumbled up as well. And of course, it's a recessive mutation, which just basically means that you need to breed a pied to a pied to produce more pieds, or you can breed a pied to a normal and get heterozygous animals and eventually get more pieds. When I saw the very first pied retic, I was absolutely blown away, and I wasn't 100% sure if anyone was ever going to reproduce them. So now, several years later, to see that they're being readily produced and even mixed into other mutations now, it's really cool to think. And you guys know I love ball pythons, so I've always worked with the piebald ball pythons ever since the very beginning, before they were proven genetic. So to now have a piebald that can get 18 plus foot, that's pretty awesome. I can see how someone can get hooked with this animal because they have so much personality. They're intelligent. They're always trying to figure things out. And of course, they're always kind of on the move, which makes them a little bit unique, because a lot of big snakes, once they get really large, they don't move around a lot. Because you've got to imagine, it has to take a lot of energy for a snake this size to move as much as it does. But retics definitely move a lot. But there you have it, guys. Pied reticulated pythons. Oh my gosh, take a look at that animal right there. Believe it or not, the last time I was here at El Segundo, I actually highlighted this very snake, but it was just a little guy, and it has grown up to be amazing. It's actually a Sunfire Rennick Ghost. Now the Sunfire is a codominant mutation, and the Rennick Ghost is a recessive mutation, but together they make an incredible conga. I mean, just take a look at that right there. I mean, it's so clean and so vibrant, and that's that Sunfire. You know, it actually really brightens stuff up and makes it clean. And then of course, the Rennick Ghost is just absolutely gorgeous in its own right. But I just can't believe how much brighter this animal has gotten in the last year and a half or so. And when it gets to an adult, it's going to be even more incredible. And again, typical retic fashion, it's kind of starting to get its tongue out a little bit, which is telling me it's starting to get a little bit perturbed. So I've got to definitely be careful, because retics kind of give you those hints. They'll say like, all right, I'm kind of sick of you now, so make sure you don't push it too far. And that's the thing when you're handling snakes, whether it's pythons or any snake for that matter, always kind of keep attention to what it's telling you. I know right now, if I spend too much time trying to mess with this animal, I'm going to get a pop from it for sure. So probably the best thing to do is to get this guy back in his cage. So just as a comparison, guys, I just showed you the Sunfire Rennet Ghost. This happens to just be the Ghost without the Sunfire, but you can still see it has the same brilliant color. It's just that Sunfire really brightens it up and kind of changes the pattern a little bit. But one thing that just completely strikes me with this guy is look at that head. That thing is one of the most beautiful reticulated python heads I've ever seen. So again, that's just a comparison between the Ghost and when you add the Sunfire to it. So guys, I don't want to take this girl out because she's gravid, but you can see she's getting a little bit hyper. So I'm going to be really careful because I certainly don't want to get bit in the face by this girl. Oh, but this is a Sunfire het albino, and she's definitely, whoa, yeah, she's ready. But I wanted to show you a few things here. You can kind of see on her side how she's really starting to swell up. You can see she's getting lumpy. And a lot of times when girls get gravid like this, they get a little testy, so you have to be careful. And she certainly doesn't like me invading her space, but I don't want to pull her out because that would be a lot of stress for an animal like this. But you can see this is the warm side of the cage, and she's just curling up here to absorb that heat. That's thermal regulation to keep those eggs nice and warm. Reticulated python this size, whew, I tell you what, she's like saying, come on, get close, let me see what I can do. That's why I'm keeping this hook between me and her. But a girl like this could maybe have mid-30s, even mid-40s as far as egg count, and really big reticulated pythons can even have many more eggs, probably in the 70s or 80s even with really large girls, but they do have really big eggs. And I actually want to meet up with Jeff and take a look at a handful of those eggs that are hatching right now. So with any luck, this girl will lay a beautiful clutch of eggs here in the next month and a half or so, and then not too long, we're gonna see some baby snakes. But let's go ahead, hook up with Jeff, and see some babies right now. We're gonna leave this girl alone. So guys, I'm here with Jeff Kelly from El Segundo Pythons, and I talked to you about the snake eggs that gravid snake was gonna eventually have. Well, Jeff, first off, tell me what we've got here. These guys are obviously just starting to hatch, right? So,
yep.
Is this all one clutch right here?
It is. This was one female. She laid 60 fertile eggs.
Whoa! I told you guys they could lay a lot of eggs.
She laid 60 eggs, 58 of them went full term, and this was an albino platinum tiger golden child to a normal tiger. So there's gonna be normals, tigers, super tigers, platinums, golden childs.
You can see all these babies just coming out right now. I mean, how crazy that. And the crazy thing is I mean, I'm looking at 60 eggs or 58 eggs, and it looks like there's 58 different types of snakes in here.
That's the cool part about reticulated pythons. They have a ton, and you can get a lot of variety in one clutch.
Right.
Like right here, still in the egg, but that's a platinum super tiger golden child.
Oh my gosh, okay, so you've got the golden child is going to be co-dominant. The super tiger, of course, is almost patternless. And